Oh, the moves. Welcome to episode 11 of Crosstown Cardboard with me, Carmine, at Carmine's Cards. I'm the sports and news broadcaster, and across the town of New York City is Craig at New York City Sports Cards, the teacher, the soccer coach. And we want to wish everybody a happy holidays. Thank you for tuning in. Through now, we're into double-digit episodes. We just remind people to like and subscribe on YouTube if you're enjoying what you're hearing and maybe seeing, or if you're only enjoying what you're hearing, subscribe and give a 5-star rating on our podcast platforms. So, Craig, we are talking about giving cards as gifts for this one. Not only that, we have gifts to give each other for a secret Santa, which neither one of us know what we have given or what we're getting. And the final thing that we're talking about is this big move that you made based on the World Cup. So first of all, I would like to say, how are you doing during this holiday season?
I am feeling great. I am almost on holiday break for school. I've completely mailed it in at work this week. So have the
Oh my
students.
gosh.
So have the
On,
students. I mean,
on the
the week
record, you're going to
before.
say that on the record?
Listen, yes, any teacher out there, this last week before vacation, we have hit a wall, but otherwise all is well. The Knicks are on an 8-game win streak, hence us wearing Knicks gear. I'm hoping at one point the Knicks winning streak overlaps with like what episode? So maybe by episode 12, they'll be on a 12-game win streak. But the World Cup just ended. How exciting it was. Diving deep into soccer cards for the last year, this was the mountaintop for me. But that doesn't mean it's going to end. The collecting keeps going, but it was an amazing World Cup. Comical to see how many Messi cards were flying off the shelves on eBay. But he proved he's the GOAT. Mbappe proved what I've been saying all along, that in cards, he's as great an investment as it is, and he is a big game player. To knock down a penalty shot in
Oh,
stoppage time, knowing that you miss that and it's over, you make it, you force PKs at 23 years old. Now 24 as of today. Happy birthday, Kylian Mbappe. And
wow.
happy holidays to everybody.
Yes. And we're now on day 3 of Hanukkah. Christmas, of course, right around the corner. And so real quick recap. If you didn't quite catch the World Cup, first of all, you really missed out. But, Argentina was up 2-0 at the start. Craig, I took, it was a little bit earlier here on the West Coast with a 3-hour time difference from you and me. And so I took a nap at halftime by accident just because Argentina was up 2-0. I fell asleep. I wake up in the 85th minute. All of a sudden, it's tied at 2. I'm like, what happened? So as we know, Mbappe had the penalty kick goal, the regular goal, tied at 2. We head to extra time. Argentina scores. Mbappe scores the penalty kick, like you mentioned, tied at 3, and then Argentina won in penalty kicks. But my dad was tuned in. He never watches soccer at all. And he's like, yeah, I got to see what this Messi guy's all about. I'm like, he's only been, like the top player in the world, along with Ronaldo and maybe Zlatan, Beckham, Rooney, Neymar for the last 10, 15 years. So welcome to the party. And but it was great to see those stars perform. Messi with 2 goals, Mbappe with 3 goals, and you kind of scored your own goal of of your own card collecting, because we mentioned that Mbappe numbered out of 10 that you had. So can you please go through, before we get to our secret Santa gifts for each other, how you played this? I mean, I think you played it perfectly, but can you break down that trade and then the sale with all, centered around Mbappe?
Yeah, I had quite a fun move where maybe I'm sure I've referenced this card before, but it was a 2020 Topps Merlin Chrome Kylian Mbappe red refractor PSA 10 out of 10. I bought it around 2 months ago, and it's this card that I keep saying. I almost kind of feel like a hypocrite because I kept saying, "Oh, this is the type of card that I would hold for 10 years," which
Mhm,
is
mhm.
true, but it lasted me 6 weeks. And really the reason being, and we like to talk numbers here, is Kylian Mbappe is a guy I believe in, and I purchased this card for $850 roughly 2 months ago. And nowhere in my head was like, I'm going to sell this at the World Cup. It was just a card that checked all the boxes on my Mount Rushmore. It's Kylian Mbappe. It's low numbered. I love red refractors from Topps Chrome. And I got an offer from a local friend who is currently collecting Topps Chrome Reds of the major players. So I like that I had the chance of giving this card to someone who really is collecting this set. So I was joking with I guess I wasn't joking with my wife, saying, "Hey, I bought this card for $850 and I could sell it for $2,000. I got a $2,000 offer." And
Whoa.
I turned it down because it's a card I really believe in. And my wife didn't believe me. She's like, "You serious? Like, you turned down that almost 3x profit in 6 weeks?" I'm like, "Huh, now you got me thinking." I asked I asked our good friend Rob, the sports card therapist, I'm like, no matter the card, like if you get a chance, to make that kind of money on a card in a short amount of time, like would you take it? He's like, if honestly, I would too. And it's not all about the flip, but I was able to capitalize on the moment. So I bought it for $850. I turned down a $2,000 offer. And that's when I
Wow.
started having non-seller's remorse. So the
Holders,
next
can we
step,
call it holders remorse?
holder's remorse, wishing you had sold the card. Trademark that definition. So the
That I'll
very
write
next
that
day, I
down.
reached out to the guy and said, "Okay, is the $2,000 still on? I'm having holders remorse." And it wasn't, but instead he countered at a card and cash, and the amount of the cash was 1.3 thousand, and a Kylian Mbappe Topps Chrome Red Wave PSA 8/5.
Mhm.
So I already turned 850 into 1300, which for someone who's trying to stay active in the hobby, for me to make those little wins so that I can keep buying is really important for me. And then I had this extra card. I'm like, great. So I sold this Mbappe about a week ago, but I still had another Mbappe that I could hold during the World Cup to see what he does. So I love doing this sometimes when listing a card on eBay is I strategically listed an auction to end on Sunday night after the World Cup final. So it was really fun seeing the lead up. I wanted Messi so badly to win, and he did. But then I had this
Mhm.
Mbappe card for sale, and he had a hat trick. So I really got the best of both
Oh,
worlds. Here's the best part: is I sold the card on eBay, and after listing fees, eBay fees, and everything, I netted. Keep in mind the $2,000 offer I turned down, and then the 1.3K offer that I accepted with the card. I netted $700.94 on this card. So I ended up getting my exact 2K back from the original offer, plus 94 cents it was. And I made the flip. I'm a little sad that I don't have an Mbappe card, but I'm able to use that cash to hopefully make a big purchase that I'm working on as we speak.
okay. That is absolutely incredible. I love that story, and I'm just writing down some notes if you see me looking down on the Crosstown Cardboard YouTube. And so let me just get this straight as far as a recap. You bought the Mbappe Red out of 10, PSA 10,
From Topps Chrome Merlin.
Topps Chrome Merlin for 850.
Yes.
Then you turned down the $2,000 cash offer. Then your wife and Rob talked to you, talked maybe a little bit of sense into the holder's remorse that you were feeling. And then you said, wait a minute, let me test the waters. So you then went back to that same person and they offered you 1.3K cash, which was already $450 more than you paid for the card,
Mhm.
plus the Mbappe Red out of 5 PSA 8,
You
which you then
got it.
sold for 700. And then so you got your 2K. So you made $1,150 off of that Mbappe move during the World Cup.
In a matter of like 6 to 8 weeks. Yeah. And,
Wow,
I
good for
almost,
you.
we talk about being collectors on here and it's not about the flip, but to stay active and stay alive, I think we could all agree sometimes you have to. Money's not
Right?
growing on trees where I am, got mortgage to pay here in New York City. Things are expensive. Bacon, egg, and cheeses are like $7 now. It's outrageous.
No. At the
Yeah.
bodega?
Yes.
Wow.
I remember the days of 350. But point being is, I'm not ashamed to say that a card I said I wanted to hold, I ended up flipping because I got a good opportunity, and I'm going to keep on buying stuff in the hobby.
That's great. That's
Yeah.
great. I mean, you got to take the chances when you have them. You
Yeah.
can't just sit there and just hold everything. I mean,
Capitalized
you
on a
know,
hot market, and I still kept my best soccer cards for the future.
that's awesome. Hey,
Let's talk about
congratulations.
gifts.
What's that?
Let's talk about gifts. It's the holiday
Okay.
season.
Okay.
I'll tell you what I think about, this being the third night of Hanukkah, which I celebrate. I think about growing up and getting boxes of cards, specifically around the year like 2003, 2004. And I signify the holidays and gifts is hoping that I saw a rectangular prism that was wrapped. Because if it was, I knew it was about to be a box of cards.
And I remember on Christmas, especially one Christmas, it was always sports related presents for me. Like I remember one Christmas, my mom, who's visiting here from Colorado Springs, which is just going to be so great to spend this holiday with her. But I remember one year she got me Phoenix Suns tickets when Steve Nash was my favorite player when they were playing the Nets. So I saw that one Christmas, and it was like
Continental
really close
Airlines
to.
Arena.
Yes, yes.
Nice.
So that was great back when they had Jason Kidd and Vince
Jason Kidd.
Carter. Yeah, I mean those were great teams. Richard Jefferson, and so I remember that. And then I also remember getting a card gift from my mom where it was all these cards of like in-person autos of like Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, Akeem, David Robinson, Robert Parrish, all these old school dudes that I just really love to research and follow. So, Craig, we're going to talk about how to give a meaningful card gift and the thoughtfulness that applies to a specific person. Sometimes it went well for us giving card gifts, sometimes where it didn't go well for us giving card gifts. But before we do that, do you think we should open our Secret Santa gifts for each other?
I think we should do that. So we talked about how could we make gift giving good for someone listening via podcast. So we did a Secret Santa for each other, and I'm hoping after 11 episodes, I know your taste. You probably know my taste. So we surprised each other with cards, and we said we would spend under 50 was the deal, right?
Right, right.
And how are we going to make this entertaining? One, that's just what we do. We're going to find a way to make it work. But two, cards could really make gifts if you know someone's interests, right?
Right,
So
right.
I think it's time to continue talking as we multitask. And
Okay.
I'm going to guess what you got for me. You know, I talk about my interest being soccer, and, I like the U.S. national team. Fantastic packaging, by the way. And if I had to guess what you got for me, do I feel a slab? It's a slab. Okay. I was going to guess something Christian Pulisic. That was my only guess.
Okay.
I think I want you to guess what I got for you, and I think we should reveal the cards at the same time.
Okay. Well, you're already digging in. I don't want to ruin the moment for you because I'm pretty excited to see your reaction.
That's it. It's ready to pull out, but
okay. You go ahead first. You go ahead first because this is
first I should probably read the note from my co-host here. And
there you go.
I love seeing on Instagram when people gift each other cards, which, by the way, I think we should have touched upon that. It's really nice when people do that.
Yeah.
Like maybe like a content creator that someone supports. Someone will send them a nice gift, write a note. That's a nice gesture. My buddy Carmine here said, 10 episodes in, many more to come. Couldn't have a co-host who'd make it more fun. Merry Christmas and Happy Hanukkah, partner. So you did say Happy Hanukkah.
Yes.
So let's see how well you know my collecting taste.
Okay.
This is very
What
exciting.
What did we get?
This is going to be a forever PC card. Cards, plural.
Yeah, yes, cards. Yes.
Wow, I love this. My favorite Nick of all time, Walt Frazier, 14-15 Panini Select, autograph out of 49. And if I'm not mistaken, this is the copper parallel, similar to the Pulisic rookie autograph I just picked up.
Yes, so I wanted to
that.
tie it in with your Knicks and with the Pulisic same year, similar looking set. And if you look on the back, Craig, it's numbered 10 out of 49. So jersey number. Our boy Walt. Yeah.
Walt Frazier. Now, I see a Walt Frazier autograph, and this reminds me of the multiple times that I've met Walt Frazier over my lifetime at my cousin's bar mitzvah at his restaurant. When I was like 7 at the local temple, we would once a year have this like men's club event. That's what it was called. It was called Men's Club. Probably wouldn't be. I don't know if that's an acceptable name nowadays, but my dad was the one responsible for like getting. We had an annual sports breakfast, and one year we got Walt Frazier. So me, my dad, and my dad's friend took a limo into New York City, picked up Walt Frazier, and drove it back.
In the limo.
I got to be honest, I don't remember it too much, but I remember being in the limo with Walt Frazier. So seeing a Walt Frazier autograph card just brings me back to those memories right there.
Wow. Being in a limo with Walt Frazier. That sounds like winning like a Knicks giveaway. That's what that prize would be.
And to go along right with it, a Bernard King autograph.
Yes.
Love this. And I'll tell you why. I'm not a reader. I don't really read much at all, but one of the last books I read was the Bernard King book, Game Face. I really hope I'm getting that right. Yep, Bernard King Game Face. And he grew up in Brooklyn.
Yep.
So I love that. These are staying in the Knicks PC forever. And this is from 2015, Panini National Treasures. Only the finest brands. Carmine, thank you for my gifts. A Walt Frazier and a Bernard King autograph. That is how you can make cards. Fantastic gifts.
Yeah, I'm glad you like those because
these are amazing. Amazing.
Also, and respect to Bernard, man, he had a tough upbringing. Also, to persevere, and I'm imagining that that's one of the reasons Game Face was the title, because he had to put on a game face and take out all that frustration and anger from his home life onto the court. But also, Craig, that's one of the coolest cards that I think is in your PC is that dual auto with Walt Frazier and Bernard King, and with the game used patches. So that's why I try to combine my two gifts to be, reminiscent of that card that I thought was just so cool in your collection.
Perfect. This is perfect. Nick, we're both wearing Knicks shirts. I'm starting to realize you did that on purpose, but yeah, I love these. Now, I'd love to hear. Thank you. Very much appreciated. They're the only cards. I'm a little disappointed in my family. No cards this year.
No cards from the family.
No cards from the family. I'll let it slide. Tell me what you think I may have gotten for you.
Oh, what I think you got for me? Well, I'm really excited because you're so excited about the gift that you got, because you've been talking it up, and I know you're a thoughtful guy. So if I had to guess very specifically, I would say something maybe David Lee related, because we've had the Topps Chrome rookie BGS 9.5 that I showed the at a 99. David Lee's jamming on Sagana Diop, the little-known Dallas Mavericks center. And then you had the game-used tag from David Lee in an earlier episode. So that's a pipe dream. I mean, that's a kind of a wild guess to say that it would be that specific.
Are you ready to reveal?
Yeah, I'm ready. All right, I'm gonna open it.
You're way off with the David Lee.
I'm way off. Okay.
Way off.
Okay.
Now, I was on just last week's episode. You owned and sold cards of both of these guys.
Wow. This is super cool. 1 out of 50. It's a Dr. J, Julius Erving, and Carmelo Anthony dual game used jersey card from Ultimate Collection. This is nice. This is really nice. And two guys that I really like. They have their own styles, two small forwards, legendary in each of their times, and numbered 1 out of 50. Wow.
And I told you there's really levels to that card. You know where Carmelo Anthony was born?
New York City?
Brooklyn. You know where Julius Erving was born or grew up?
Was he grew up in Brooklyn?
Long Island, where I'm from.
Long Island, okay.
So talk about a crosstown duo on crosstown cardboard. Boom.
Wow, that blew my mind. So this is like Dr. J and Carmelo is kind of like us, kind of like me and you.
More or less. And I kind of an obscure combination, like the card you have right behind you. And I saw that. I'm like, that's one. And I got it from my boy John from Behind the Diamonds. So that ties it all together.
Oh, thanks, bro. That's a great gift. So thoughtful. And I love the numbered, aspect of our cards too. It's like a little extra thought, like mine being numbered 10 out of 49 for the wall, you doing number 1 out of 50. And funny connection that I don't think either is, Dr. J went to UMass. Mm-hmm. My dad was a legendary high school basketball player in my town. He led Westchester County in all section votes in 1965 as a senior at Ossining High School. He went to UMass. He set all the freshman scoring records on the freshman basketball team. He had several 35-point games, and he's a great player. Dr. J came the next year, shattered all of his freshman scoring records at UMass.
Did they play together?
No, they never played together. But because my dad transferred to Southern New Hampshire, he went to a Division II school after UMass. He liked the coaches better, And so he left. But it was just funny that Dr. J, came the year after, broke all his records, and just another layer of connection that there's no way that you would have known, but serendipitous, as the
Look
great
at that.
Walt Clyde Frazier would say.
So
That
enjoy that. Way to tie it all
oh,
together.
that's
And
great.
it's
And I
from
realized now
Ultimate Collection.
I didn't even show the
Ultimate Collection,
card.
which is one of my favorite brands ever. And I'm actually pretty sure it's from the same exact set as the card that is in your background. I want to say 2004, 2005 Ultimate Collection.
Yeah, this
Do I
is
have those years
07.
right?
This is
Oh
oh
six, oh
seven,
seven,
oh
oh
eight
five
here.
years.
And it's the same, and it is the same year, 07, 08 Ultimate.
Love that.
And you can
Love
see
that.
the similarity.
Now,
That's
this is
great.
just one example, but cards as far as gift giving is concerned. I was at Bleecker Trading today, Cards and Coffee, and something really cool that they had was like a little grab bag of packs. And it was $60 and it was like 9 or 10 packs. What a perfect gift where you don't have to break the bank to spend money on, like if you're a parent that's listening, to spend, $60 or so on a gift to open packs. That's such a fun time because if you're in the hobby and you're a kid and you like cards, like opening packs is where the fun is. So the
Yeah.
opportunity to do that. But as far as individual cards make good gifts.
Oh, yeah.
And it doesn't have to be a card collector. So I posted on my Instagram story that my niece who just turned 9 months, her name is Goldie. So I bought her a Pokemon card, and it was a PSA 9 for 9 months, and it was a Goldeen. So a PSA 9 of Goldeen for Goldie's 9-month-old. It was really just Hanukkah, but it worked out.
I didn't even realize the layer of, you're a thoughtful guy.
Yeah.
You're a thoughtful guy.
I tried.
9 months for a PSA 9. And now check it out. I was so excited. I realized I neglected showing it for a while when I first got it. But so how did Goldie react to your gift? Because we're going to pull up on the screen. I believe Goldie was biting the slab.
Yeah, no, she just wanted to, just curious what it tasted like. I think when you know what it was? When she saw a PSA 9 mint, she assumed it was like mint. So good
call. Good call. And
one of my other favorite gifts I gave as a card. My dad was born in 1958, and he's a big Sandy Koufax fan. So a couple years ago, I don't know if I was on eBay or I was at a show or what it was, but his birthday was coming up, and there was a 1958 Topps Sandy Koufax, and he has a little collection, but he didn't have that year. And 58 Topps is so nice that it had like this bold, like yellow background. So for my dad's birthday, I got him, I think it was a PSA 4. It was a 1958 Sandy Koufax, the year he was born. And maybe this is a little bit of a stretch, but I'm like, hey, Dad, look, PSA 4, because we're a family of 4. So
nice. You just find, you could, I don't think that's a stretch. It's the number is correlating, it's working together.
There you go. We'll take it. But you have a story about, I can't even imagine where this is going, about a failed card gift giving. So please elaborate on this.
Yeah. Well, we've clearly seen a gift exchange with our Secret Santas that went marvelously. We know each other's collecting style really well. It was thoughtful. We both came out of it with big smiles and new cards for our PC. And, you shared the Goldie story where it worked out. And, she got some fish sticks as well with a little taste of the slab of Goldeen. But, Craig, sometimes it doesn't work out well. And that's when you can give a card gift to somebody who is not a huge sports fan or doesn't care anything about sports cards and thinks they're like nerdy or they just don't mean anything to them, which to each their own, that's your prerogative. But of course, if you're getting a card gift and you don't care about cards, that's not really going to be a good gift. So this gift that I gave was for last Christmas. Me and my girlfriend got invited to a Secret Santa, which I, just the result of this, we were not invited to the same Secret Santa this year. And that was largely because of me.
The cards.
So I thought it was my first year being part of a fantasy football league with this group of friends, which is my girlfriend's friends. So I said, let me give them a football card because we're in a fantasy football league together. So so I chose, and it was a Secret Santa. So like it was each person, like you're just buying a gift for that person. So I bought or actually it was from my collection, a Barry Sanders rookie. I think it was a pro set. It's him, it's the green border, and he's sitting there in his Lions uniform. And I thought that was a great, gift. I mean, these people are a little bit older than me. I thought they might have watched Barry Sanders growing up in the 90s, and they might
What
like Barry
town did this
Sanders.
take place in?
This is right here in Medford, Oregon.
Okay. And is there any correlation between Medford, Oregon, and Barry Sanders?
No.
Okay, cool. Continue.
So that was probably strike one. So I give the gift, and it wasn't really received very well. I thought because, just the fantasy football league, this is a legendary football player, it might go over well. Plus, I'm not going to lie to you, I'm not that close with these people. So I figured I can save some money by giving a gift that I already have in my collection. And believe me, it resulted in how do I put this in case my girlfriend listens? It resulted in a sit down talk about how I have to spend more money for occasions, or, not try to save a dollar for something that doesn't quite connect for a Secret Santa. So I've already learned my lesson on that. And make a long story short, the gift wasn't great. I got a Monopoly version of the board game that applies to Medfordopoly, in my Secret Santa gift. So I forgot the Medfordopoly at these people's house where we did the Secret Santa. I have never gotten that Medfordopoly because I was so embarrassed that my girlfriend told me they didn't really love my Secret Santa gift. And so not only did I give a bad Secret Santa gift, but also I didn't get my Secret Santa gift. It's still at their house, and I'm so ashamed about my gift that they thought was lack of thought. I thought it was kind of convenient, and it tied into our football league. So it was a double whammy because I didn't get my gift and they got what they viewed as a bad gift.
See, you tried to buy the hobby's so big, and even if they were sports card collectors, to try to just buy a general gift, Barry Sanders, you just threw Barry Sanders out there because you played football. Not too thoughtful. Not too thoughtful, but you tried. I guess it's the effort that counts.
Yeah.
When I had card club last year, one of my favorite gifts, let alone sports card gifts I've ever given, was for my two card club all stars last year, Kobe and Anthony.
Okay.
They graduated, high school graduates, all good, and they were day one card club people. So if you're listening for the first time, I run an after school club for my students. Kobe is named after Kobe Bryant, so obviously Kobe Bryant's his favorite player, and my friend Anthony was a big Derrick Rose fan. So
Okay.
after a whole year committing to Card Club and really buying in and always showing up and learning the game, I'm like, you know what? I got to gift these guys something for graduation, something they'll remember. So I remember I traded my way into a Kobe game worn jersey card. I forgot the brand, and that went to Kobe. And Anthony, I got him a Derrick Rose Fleer rookie card graded in, I think, a PSA 9. And they were ecstatic.
Nice.
So they definitely received the gift way better than your Secret Santa recipient did. Not today. I was very grateful, but
Right.
just kind of throwing different examples out there of ways cards can make great gifts. And then one example how it's not. But if you're buying gifts for a kid, you can't go wrong with packs. Those
That's
were the
true.
memories. That's where the memories are made. Opening packs with your kids, with friends, and it's all fun.
Yeah. So I've had, that's great that you were able to give those gifts to Kobe and your Derrick Rose lover there in your card club. And I think it'd resonate better. Like you said, my gift wasn't really that thoughtful. But if I had known what team
Uncharacteristic
they
of you.
liked, what's that?
Uncharacteristic of you. You're a thoughtful guy.
I know. Well, my heart wasn't in it, because I wasn't that close with them. I just got kind of
Yeah.
thrown into the Secret Santa. And the only thing I really knew was that we were in a football league together. So I should have found out more like what's their favorite team, what's their favorite player if they have one. So I have learned from that mistake and I plan to carry it over into future Secret Santas and do it in a more positive way for the sake of my relationship if I ever get into another situation like that involving my girlfriend's friends. But this year, I've always, as a yearly tradition, I've given my close friend group cards that, we're always, most of my friends, we grew up playing high school basketball together. And so that's my core friend group still together to this day. So it's easy to go for them. I mean, their football team, their basketball team, I know what favorite players they like. So I always write them a handwritten note for the past couple 3 years, write them a handwritten note, what I think about them, how great I think they are, the future, excitement that I have to see what happens with them and their careers and their personal lives. And then with a card that applies to them that I think will be meaningful. So after my first blunder, I have tried to make a little bit of a comeback.
We all make mistakes. It helps us grow stronger in life, in cards, in gifting cards. But that's very nice of you. The handwritten note is a good touch.
Yeah, I feel like it makes a personal difference, especially with so much immediacy these days. That personal touch actually, to me, I think goes even further than it would have 10, 20 years ago when everything was a little bit slower.
There you go. So I think we provided enough. We gave gifts live, first of all. And I think we provided a number of examples of giving cards as gifts, whether it's something simple as opening a box or getting packs. Like I said, some hobby shops do like a hobby pack kind of grab bag. There's subscription pack sites online like Boombox or Brothers in Cards. But cards as gifts, it's a good way to kind of show someone you care for them and you know what they like, you with your friends and you know what their favorite teams are. So it's fun to gift cards, especially when like you're really the only one of your friend group who collects. So it's kind of your thing.
Yeah, yeah. And isn't it nice? I mean, when you have somebody give you a card gift, it's like you really have to know something about them as a person, as a sports fan. It's like a different level of connection than giving them some other type of gift, I feel like, because it shows, well, in my Secret Santa case, I guess a lack of thought, but in our case, it shows a quality of thought like, hey, I remember you had that Bernard King, Walt Frazier, here's two of those guys. Or, with me and the Crosstown connection with Dr. J, Mello, and just, my love of older, future, well, won a Hall of Fame, future Hall of Famer in Mello. At least I think so. It just shows like you care about the other person in a different way.
Wow, cards getting deep here. It's good stuff. But hope everyone receives or gets a chance to give cards this holiday season. But Carmine, you have some pickups, I believe. Of
Yeah, yeah. Thanks for the setup there, partner. So,
course. I'm slacking. I got
wondering,
to get like you.
no, you got it. So, remember we talked about my Giannis sneaker spotlight, which, you're the big Giannis guy. So I think you're influencing me a little bit to get on the Greek freak wave, which
He's killing. He's killing again.
I mean, he's unbelievable, almost as much as our Knicks, which, as you mentioned, at the time of this recording, have an 8-game winning streak going, only one loss in the month of December. So I have a pair of sneakers to share now because I got the Giannis, and then all of a sudden, I got a chance to get this Noir sneaker spotlight, same set, but of Vince Carter with the cool purple.
Love
Uh,
that.
Apparently, Kevin Cormier wrote on my Instagram saying these shoes from Vince Carter were a safety hazard. Basically, they weren't very good,
What's the
but
brand?
you know they're Nikes, some type of Nike Shocks, I guess. But
Okay. I wasn't sure if we had a Grant Hill Fila situation here.
oh no, thankfully, or a Zion with when he exploded out of his shoe at Duke.
Of course.
So those are kind of cool. So I paired those two sneaker spotlights together. And then you might like these because they're pre-Panini era, Craig, when we were collecting as kids. This
Lear.
2000. autographics of Dirk on card auto.
Fleer, that is that the year 2000?
Yes, it is.
The reason I remember that is because it's the same year as Brady's rookie autograph in his Michigan uniform.
Ah,
I
okay.
feel like every time we see like a Skybox autographic set, we always say that's one of our favorites. This one right
Yep.
here is right up there. And I like Dirk's
Yeah.
signature, although that looks like his signature has progressed over time. But Dirk on card autographs, for some reason, I've always done it for me. So I like that one.
Yeah. And, awesome player of our time. I mean, whew, boy, when he was in his prime, he was like unstoppable.
Yeah.
And of course with the NBA title when they got our Knicks legend Jason Kidd on the team. And then this one from the same era, T-Mac. This is the
Sweet
Sweet
Six.
Figs. Yep,
Sweet
you
Six.
got it. You already knew it. So this is 0405 Fleer, numbered out of 50. And I don't know, for some reason I like the ones on the basketball. I have the Dwayne Wade on the baseball. So
Sweet
we have
Spot. I remember
this is
there
the
was
sweet,
Sweet
sweet.
Spot, Upper Deck Sweet Spot baseball, Fleer, Sweet, Sigs, basketball. Oh man, the Upper Deck, the Fleer, the mid 2000s. You're getting me feeling all nostalgic over here.
Yeah, so I figured you'd like those. So there's just a couple pickups there
Nice.
that I got recently. And yeah, so pretty fun. We'll see what happens next. Do you have any moves that you're thinking about making?
I
I mean, the
am.
World Cup is now over, so
The World Cup is
what
over, and I am on the brink of closing a big soccer deal that would give me one PC card, and I'd be giving up a whole bunch. So I'm really hoping that closes because if it does, I will basically be kind of like starting at zero as far as movable inventory is concerned. But let me try to focus on this deal first and get the numbers right. But it really is a grail type card, soccer card for me. I'm definitely not done collecting soccer cards, but if I can close this deal, I'm going to take a step back and kind of figure out my next moves. But always consuming hobby content, going to shows when I can, and having fun. Always having fun.
that is awesome. And I still can't get over the move you made with the Mbappe. I mean, executed like a true pro, and you had your feelings strong for those cards, and then you were able to cut ties for the smart decision of the sale to now reinvest in the hobby, like what our separate hobby fund goes toward.
That's right.
So
And as far as the second card that I listed, it's funny that I was able to net the exact same amount as the original deal I turned down. But I don't gamble. I don't bet on sports. Cards is my version of gambling. And every once in a while, I'll throw something on an eBay auction and try to time it. And my version of gambling in this case was listing that Mbappe card the night of the World Cup final. So the fact that he had a hat trick kind of felt like a win.
yeah, I don't think it could have turned out any better for you. I mean, the stars shined bright. 3 goals for Mbappe, 2 for Messi. Messi got his legacy completing, if you want to say, win to get that World Cup title. And just wanted to shout out _average collector, who sold me the Vince Carter sneaker spotlight for a great price. And he's from New York City
Oh,
also. So
sounds
I told him
above
to reach
average
out.
to me.
Right. So I said for him to reach out to you and maybe start something going, because he has some great cards. We're potentially working on a different deal now. But you're betting on soccer with those guys, and I got my current football bet here with the Dak Prescott rookie ticket auto BGS 95 with a 10 auto. So the Contenders
Contenders.
iconic set. So we'll see. I don't know. The Cowboys are kind of like unpredictable all the time, but I wonder if they can make a run, because that's the type of card that could really
Strike
take
while the
off.
iron's hot. Strike while the
Yeah.
iron's hot. You got this. I like that. The card I'm looking to pick up is a Messi card. And Rob, the sports card therapist, always talks about the law of attraction. So I'm going to have to figure out how to close a deal for this card. I got to manifest it. So hopefully the next time we speak, the card will be in my collection.
Just a quick question, Craig, about your potential deal for the Messi card here. He just won the World Cup. 4 million people celebrating in Buenos Aires, Argentina. He's, one of the GOATs. And are you
The
worried
GOAT.
about trading for the GOAT in your mind? Are you worried about trading for this Messi card at possibly the peak of pricing and interest in him?
Not this Messi card.
Okay.
That's all I'll say.
Wow. I'm teased.
Till
You
next time.
virtually teased me. You virtually teased me.
Till next time.
All right. Happy holidays to everybody out there. The
Enjoy.
gift of cards. And we'll see you for episode 12, which we don't know what the topic is yet, but we will figure it out. And maybe we'll have a Messi deal to talk about.
Oh man, I hope so. Hope it goes clean.
Peace.